Good morning, gang. Happy Monday morning. Well, here we are in a holiday shortened week as Friday is Patriots Day, the date that all the patriots to this country, the ones that actually love the United States, will celebrate declaring our independence from a tyrannical government. And no, I don't mean November 6th of last year. Okay, no, it's the 4th of July. So, here's the question I have going into this holiday. How independent are you? How ready are you? Because it sure seems like there's a whole lot of people that are planning on making this holiday miserable. Okay? You have another No Kings protest planned for the weekend. Yeah, okay. You'll have the idiots out there saying, oh, you shouldn't, this country isn't great. Then leave, okay? If you hate America so much, don't stay. Nobody's keeping you here, right? I think you guys all agree with me on that one. But this is where I'm kind of going into a little bit more of it. This is going to be a week, a lot of people taking the entire week off, or at least a longer weekend, because the holiday's on Friday, so everybody gets a 3-day weekend, take some vacation time, and good, right? Now, how much violence is going to happen this week against MAGA, against conservatives, against each other, okay? And I know, of course, there will always be the liberals out there going, oh, MAGA, they're causing all these problems. Actually, no, we're not. They tried to blame Trump for the Los Angeles riots. I mean, that was absolutely hilarious. But, no, let's take a look at what happened here over the weekend. Okay, we'll start big and go small. Yesterday, the Ayatollah, okay, top cleric in Iran, has called for or issued a fatwa, okay, calling for violent jihad against Western leaders, not just Iranian dissidents, okay. They are actually calling for terrorism and backing it by the state. This would be state-sanctioned terrorism. Now, they're saying for Western leaders, okay? Let me ask you this. Back in 1989, had you even heard of Salman Rushdie? That was a fatwa, to go out and kill him because of a book he wrote. Yeah, they're going to go after Netanyahu. They're going to go after Trump. But could they go after a congressman, a senator, a mayor, a judge? Oh, wait, the judges are all on their side, at least on federal court. Could you possibly be anywhere involved in that? A lot of times we look at the violence, the terrorism, and it's symbolic. Let's think about 9/11. That certainly wasn't directed at the United States, of course, but I don't remember any presidents being in the World Trade Center, or any congressmen. They went after average Joes. Okay. Then let's take a look at what happened in Idaho last night. Anybody catch this? I know all of a sudden last night my phone alerted me, turn on the scanner to see what's going on. I've mentioned to you guys the scanner radio app that I've got, and it alerted me that there was an activity going on in Idaho. Looked on the news, on the websites, you didn't know anything was going on. I'm listening to this going, oh my God, this is crazy. So if you haven't heard what this one was, again, think about violence. Couple of arsonists, they think 3, but they're not sure. It might have only been 1. Set fire to some woodlands around Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Kootenai County. And so, of course, the fire department went up there to put out the fire. Not knowing it's arson, there's a fire. Firemen go to put out a fire. And all of a sudden, shots ring out. Yeah. It was a trap set up for at least one person to shoot firemen. Two firemen, were killed. God rest their souls. One was injured. Somebody set a fire so they could kill authorities. Think about that, okay? This isn't politicians. This probably has nothing to do with Iran. It might have something to do with politics. We don't know. It could be just somebody that was suicide by cop type deal. Unfortunately, it was murder by firemen, too. They found the guy, and eventually they found him dead with a gun nearby. But there are two families, plus countless people in the fire prevention community that are mourning the loss of two of their brothers. A couple of people got up yesterday morning, kissed the wife and kids goodbye, went to work, and didn't come home. This is the kind of violence that we have to pay attention to. I'll give you one that happened here the end of last week. Close to me, all right? Main road out here, Highway 33, all right? Pretty much the only main road, goes from Knoxville up into Kentucky. There was a incident between a couple of bikers. Don't know if they're organized or just, it's a couple of guys on motorcycles. Okay, just leave it at that. So let's not insinuate anything there. And a pickup truck that on a 2-lane highway decided to start shooting at each other. Don't know why. Okay, road rage, pissed off a girlfriend, who knows, all right? But imagine you're driving the other way. Or imagine you're driving the same way, doesn't matter. There's bullets flying around. And when you're riding 60 miles an hour on a motorcycle or in a truck, your aim isn't exactly steady. Sorry, this isn't Hollywood where, guys are driving along, jumping over stuff, hitting potholes and everything like that, and still can put a bullet in the crosshairs. This is the stuff we have to pay attention to. This is the stuff we have to be prepared for. Head on a swivel. You have no idea when you go to the store if there's going to be some whacked out lunatic deciding that's the time he's going to rob it. Or when you're driving down the road. Telling Mrs. P all the time as we're driving, always expect something stupid. Figure every other driver on the road is an idiot. Driver shooting a gun out of a car, yeah, I'd say congratulations, you got an A in the idiot class. But that's what we have to watch for. That's what we've got to. And this week, people's lives are going to be different. It's not the normal routine. People are going to be going to the store more often. There's going to be a lot more alcohol involved this week. God, whatever you do, do not drive after drinking this week. You will wind up in jail, guaranteed. Okay? Trust me, the cops are everywhere with roadblocks. There's going to be a lot of crowds. Now let's think about this. The guy in Idaho. You want to shoot up a couple of people. Crowds are a great place to do it. What did this guy do? He set a fire to entrap a bunch of firemen. Gee, let's say he just waited for a fireman's barbecue, which that'll happen this week. There'll be all sorts of stuff like that. Groups of people, church groups, synagogue groups, neighborhood groups, you name one. And if anybody's got a animosity toward those groups, be careful. You get a whole bunch of people that are going to fire off fireworks. We've already had people shooting them off here. It's like, you're a week early, guys. But talk about cover. As there's a whole bunch of fireworks going off, one extra pop is not going to startle anybody. This week, this coming weekend, your antenna better be up. Better raise the be aware of your surroundings to 11. Okay? Situational awareness. Head on a swivel. All over the place. Because you don't know who's been tweaking, toking, drinking, pissed off, lost their job, can't pay the rent, and they decide to take it out on somebody. Sure, it could be a fatwa against some political leader. Or it could be, I don't care who, I'm just taking somebody with me. I want to see every single one of you guys come back next Monday morning. We got to get through this week first. It's supposed to be celebratory, not dangerous. I'm not talking about idiots who are holding Roman candles in their hand. Just whatever you do, pay attention to your surroundings this week. Be on alert, because it's times like these that the bad guys, the terrorists, the people with ill intent use your enjoyment to your detriment. Pinball out.